Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Libra, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for April 13th to the 19th. This week we have for you the Boundaries Oracle card and the Saraswati Oracle card as well. We have the beautiful energy of the Sun, the Empress, the Six of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, Four of Wands and the World. So we have some amazing energies here, Libra. Very powerful cards, you know, the Sun, the World, the Empress. It's very, very powerful, and it does look like this is happening potentially in the realm of relationships. Doesn't have to be, but obviously the Four of Wands and Six of Cups definitely speak to that for me, or it can be, you know, getting ready to receive any level of emotional fulfillment and building greater stability in your life. We'll go to these in just a moment. First of all, we'll read out the Oracle cards. So we have the Boundaries Oracle card, and we have the Saraswati Oracle card from the Yogic Life deck, which I really like. So Saraswati is really about, you know, tuning into your sense of creativity and intuition and insight this week. For me, you know, it's almost a bit like this Empress energy. So some of you may need to let that guide you this week and sort of really try and connect with that divine energy, divine feminine energy of the Empress this week, and allow her to guide you, because that's when we can access a lot of our internal wisdom as well, when we're already connected with that energy. And we also have the Boundaries Oracle card here, which asks us, where do you need to establish better boundaries? Well, I do think that some of you have been through a big cyclic ending here with the World energy. Some of you may need to, you know, have your own boundaries to really make sure that you've firmly closed out that situation, and that, you know, you're not saying yes to anything that's no longer aligned with you. So I'm going to read that one out before we go to the tarot. You have been called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you're left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries, for when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. Yeah, so just make sure that, I guess that you have, you know, released energetic cords with anything from the past that you don't want to stay attached to. Really being clear and committed to moving forward, because we can see that there's beautiful things coming in for you. So you want to create a lot of space there so you are open to receive. Sometimes we're in that kind of space of boundaries and, you know, feeling bad about, oh, you know, I should say yes to this and I should say no to that. We're kind of blocking new energy that comes in. So that could be something to be aware of this week. Okay, so recent past, we have the Sun and we have the World. I mean, what a powerful combination here, guys. So the World usually means that some of you have been through the ending of a major cycle in your life. So this can be, you know, a cycle such as, children leaving home and the end of that kind of, motherhood period. Maybe moving then more into, you know, the next stage of life. For some of you, it could be from going from leaving maidenhood into motherhood. For some of you, it can be the ending of a big relationship, ending of, you know, university, school, or a cycle in your career, the end of a way of being in your life, you know, really stepping into a new sense of transformation. Can be many different things. But what it really says is that, you know, you have arrived and you've been successful. This is a great card of victory and achievement in the world, because it's usually related to some kind of karmic completion, a karmic contract. And we usually know, you know, people and situations in our lives that are karmic, because generally there is a certain amount of hurt and pain associated with them, because that's when we get the growth, and that's when we complete the lesson and hopefully don't repeat it, because we learn from the situation. Often we learn through that pain, which can be learning the hard way. But with the World, you know, we need to be like that dancer. She knows exactly when the time is right to jump through the Saturnian hoop into her next chapter. She doesn't try and hold on to a situation that's done. You know, she's got clear boundaries. She knows when to cut herself free from it, to say, no, I'm not engaging with that anymore. I won't stay stuck in this, and I'm going to move on. Whereas many of us kind of hold on to situations beyond when we know they should end because, you know, it's the fear of change and upheaval and all of those kinds of things. But it really is time, either has been in the recent past or just now, to move forward, because the Sun is, you know, the biggest card of positivity in the tarot deck, and it really says that the future is so bright ahead. And I mean, look at the rest of the cards we have here in the spread. You know, that Empress is wanting to birth a new beginning for you. But first you need to make sure that you make a clear boundary decision to leave the past in the past. Now the Sun, you know, is a card of beautiful positivity and bright times ahead, but it often comes after a difficult period. I mean, that baby might look all innocent, but he or she has just burst through that brick wall. It's about breaking down walls, breaking through barriers into your next chapter. And, you know, there's a sense of being reborn as well. You know, when you do end a major cycle in your life, after you get through any hurt associated with that, often people go through this period of feeling really reborn, almost rediscovering a new sense of themselves and who they are. But at this very moment, you might be feeling quite vulnerable. And we have two people here that are naked, who have been stripped bare, maybe stripped bare of an identity. Some of you might have lost or left a job or a career that really defined who you were for 40, 50 hours a week. You know, people knew you as so-and-so, the doctor, the architect, the lady that works at the local shop and has a chat to everybody. You know, that's the kind of thing that defined us, and we can feel like we've lost something when we have a role like that stripped from us. So no matter how vulnerable you are feeling right now, you will move through this. And the Sun is, you know, a yes card as well. If there's a new path that you're thinking about pursuing or something you're thinking about doing, this is your divine confirmation that the time now is to move forward, because there's great new manifestations on the horizon for you. So here we have the beautiful Empress and the Six of Cups. So whatever it is that you might have simmering away, ideas, creations, dreams of new love, whatever it might be, new fields of study, the Empress really wants to help you birth that into reality, to make it material, tangible and physical. The Empress, you could say, is the biggest card of promise in the tarot, and she is abundant and fertile, ready to basically, you know, physically birth that into the world. She is the great creator. She uses her divine energy, divine feminine energy. I was leaving out the word feminine today, sorry guys. Divine feminine energy to create life. She wants to bring you life. She wants to help you be reborn. And that Six of Cups, guys, you know, it really is a card of receiving emotional fulfillment now, receiving love. It can be someone coming into your life with an offer of love or friendship. Sometimes there's a link to the past with the Six of Cups. Could be someone you've known from the past, or maybe someone who just makes you feel back in that really youthful, free energy that we see here in the world and the Sun. Someone that makes you just feel like a teenager again. It could be also the offer of a creative project or work that really fulfills you on an emotional level. Both of these cards have a big theme about expansion and growth in them. I mean, these aren't just cups being offered, these are blooming cups, overflowing with these wonderful flowers of abundance. It's almost like divine gifting that's being offered to you. So it's really important that you create the space in order to be the reciprocal for these beautiful divine gifts, and that means cutting yourself free from the past and having that strong boundary where you're not going to engage with it again, because that's what calls in this energy. That's what puts you into the energy of receiving. So beautiful, strong energy. I do feel for a lot of you this is on the theme of love, but it doesn't have to be, and it is a general reading. And whatever it is that's coming in has the ability to become stable, to really, you know, I mean, the Four of Wands is about, you know, it can be about marriage, it can be about having that beautiful home, it can be about celebrating whatever is beginning here. And I'm not saying this is going to unfold within the week. It can be, you know, the future promise in the near future. It could be if some of you are in a committed relationship. The sequence here shows it moving to the next level, maybe the dating phase being complete, and now you're moving into this sense of commitment together that could go the distance. That is one possible reading here. Now with the Four of Wands here, we had the Queen of Pentacles, and I drew another card for that, and look, the Magician. So could we get more powerful major arcana, the positive ones in one spread? The Magician tells me that, you have everything within you to make this work, right? And it's up to you to do your bit. It's up to you to understand that even though we have the Empress here who's guiding you along, you are the master creator this week, and you have everything within you to release the past, to receive whatever this is coming in, and then to really make it work. So you just need to cultivate your internal world and get yourself in the right place in order to call it in. I feel like whatever opportunity comes in, you need to sort of nurture it, like the Queen of Pentacles here. I mean, she has this Ace of Pentacles here, which is almost like the seed of something that can become solid, can become stable. And look at her, she's focused on it. She is committed, she is nurturing it. And it's through that, through that real focused energy, focused on the present now, not on the past, that this here is going to grow, become abundant, become stable, and potentially lead to the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is kind of one of the biggest cards of stability and abundance in the tarot. And these four wands here, they're almost like the four sides of a square or a cube. And obviously it's a really stable structure. It's not going to fall over. So it's saying that whatever the situation is, if you nurture it, love it, and put the work in and realize that you are, part of this, you are the co-creator of this, that it's going to become a place of great stability for you. And we see the 11-11 formation here as well, which links to synchronicity and serendipity. So whatever is coming in, it could come in a very unexpected way. So be looking out for the signs and, the people you bump into, or, people that you're introduced to, all those kinds of things. But in order to be open to that, we need to be focused on the present, and we need to release the past. So that's just a reminder there to be really tuned in to that energy this week and see what comes your way. Be looking out for it and expect the unexpected. So we have some really beautiful energies here, Libra, so positive. I absolutely love this. I wish you all the best with it this week. That sun is shining on you and it's bringing in that new beginning. So do keep in mind it's a general reading. It won't be for everyone. Feel free to leave me a comment because I always love to know how it's playing out and if it resonates. And I'll see you guys back here next week for another reading.